it hard. Knocked down by Ray Knight. Throws him out. In AAA, he was able to get away with what he had. That's hit sharply toward the hole. Santana one-hands it. Makes it look easy. The Baltimore Orioles. 3-1 count to Garner. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. It was a 3-2 count to him, and it struck him out. So Fernandez impressive in the opening inning as he turns Houston away in order. Well, you can see that finger that he holds out of his glove. He does not have any tape on it tonight, so I guess he didn't bring the sandpaper. Huh?
Those have been the accusations.
Ball is hit in the air to left field for Jose Cruz. The wind sort of moved it over, it seemed, that with the slide.
Vocal.
Dutch Rinnert, one of the veteran arbiters in the National League.
And very vocal.
Yeah.
He will let you know when a call strike is made. There you go. On cue,
right,
Dutch. All right.
And so Mike Scott gets the Mets in order in the bottom of the first inning, and very quickly on this mild night in New York, we complete the first inning of play with no score. He came
1973, yeah.
That's a high fastball, and Sid Fernandez can really burn it, and I'm not sure that one was in the strike zone, but Kevin Bass just couldn't leave it alone. Jose Cruz swings and misses, and a snap throw to first. That's pretty close. First base.
Sweeping stroke. One of the few left-handed hitters that's a high ball hitter.
Swings and strikes out. Fernandez now has 3 strikeouts, getting Garner, Bass, and now Cruz. 2 down for Alan Ashby.
Got beat with his best, and Astros trying to bounce back tonight.
That's a high pop. May have a play on this one. Santana, the shortstop, coming to the wall on it. He called off Ray Knight and then had to compete apparently with some fans to get it and couldn't come out of there with it.
Well, a shortstop on the left side or a second baseman on the right side has the best angle. That's why they usually call off the third baseman or the first baseman.
But this is the first instance where we have seen the additional seats come into play.
That's exactly right. But Santana did call for that ball.
3-2 to Ashby. Davis goes. Pitch is swung on. Hit to left. Left fielder going back. Wilson hustling. It's gone. Home run, Ashby. How do you do?
Well, the New York Mets adding those extra seats, obviously, for extra revenue. And just think about it, whether it's extra revenue or not. If this home run is a determining factor in this ball game. One of the very strange things about this game and the new ground rules here at Shea.
Side retired, but Glenn Davis leadoff single with 2 down. Alan Ashby getting a second life. Hits it out of the ballpark and left, and the Houston Astros lead 2-0 in the middle of the second out pitch. The shortstop Thon has a chance. Oh, bad bounce. Good play, Thon. Talk about quick hands. Wow. That ball turned into a bullet when it hit the crease out there between the grass and the dirt. And it was an exceptional play by Dickie Thon to get the ball. So Mike Scott retired the first 6 Mets he has faced. There is no score at Shea. Excuse me, there's 2-0 for Houston after 2. A fly ball out into right center area for Darryl Strawberry. Loping along, and the side's retired. So Davis is stranded at first. And in the middle of the fourth, it's 2-0 Houston.
To go right there. Does not appear that Mike Scott is scuffing the ball. That ball really went down.
What are they going to call? Interference?
They are calling it safe because Mike Scott interfered with Wally Backman. But was it the fact that Scott was going after the ball in the process? The defensive player, usually given the leeway in any situation when they're trying to field the ball. However, in this particular case, Davis caught it. Scott went in front of Davis and then knocked Backman over. And I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Joe West is the umpire that made the call, and Hal Lanier has challenged the call. You remember that Backman was the man involved yesterday in the 9th inning when he seemingly went out of the baseline. Here's another look at the play.
See, Davis is playing shallow in case Backman bunts like he did yesterday. Now watch Scott. He goes in front of Davis. He allows him to make the play, but in the process, he trips Backman. Now really, when you think about it, that's the best way to allow your first baseman to make the play, is to trip the guy who's running. But obviously, that was unintentional and a controversial play. On the other hand, Wally Backman's got to be, I mean, he's just running down the baseline, not really trying to avoid the tag or anything, and Scott comes and knocks him down. So you can really understand both sides of the argument. Got to go as an infield base hit for Backman.
Well, Lanier is not about to surrender yet.
Probably saying yesterday on the bunt play, said he ran out of the baselines, and now you're saying my pitcher knocked him down, and he's right. But I'll tell you, I understand what Lanier's arguing, and if Joe West had called Backman out, I would have understood why Davy Johnson would have been out there. Really see both sides. No intent on Scott's part to trip Wally Backman, of course. Davy Johnson glad they got the call, and they appear to have.
Well, obviously, Lanier unhappy, but he has lost the argument, and you knew that he would, because the runner obviously must be given access. Now, Backman went out of the base path there trying to avoid the collision, but I'm not sure Wally could have avoided under any circumstances.
He tried, yeah, the key is I think he tried to avoid the collision but didn't try to avoid the tag. That may enter Joe West's thinking.
Could be. So Backman is on first base. And we've had our first brisk conversation of the night. Backman goes. Hernandez swings and misses. The throw not in time. Little bleeder up the middle. Thon, the shortstop. Backman had to go back to the bag at second. Thon throws out Hernandez. 2 down. 2-2 pitch to Carter. He went through there. Strikes out. So right now, Mike Scott's got Gary Carter buffaloed. There's no question about it. He handled him in the game one, and he's handled him so far tonight. And so the Mets strand Backman at first base, their first base runner of the night. And after 4 complete innings of play, it's 2-0 Astros. Hit, and Lou's having partial vision in that left eye by Thon, and he just nailed that one, and it's gone. Home run. Wilson went as high as he could, and it's just over his glove, and Dickie Thon just nailed it. You could hear the crack of the bat, and it was a question of whether or not Wilson would be able to climb high enough to get a piece of it, and he could not, and it is 3-0 Houston. I have to say, Tim, that he stands a little more open. He opened up his stance because of the vision problems, and he's obviously swinging pretty well.
Well, he opened up on that fastball inside to Keith Hernandez, and you are so right. What to hitters, there is nothing sweeter than the sound of that little tick hitting the ball at bat, ash to ash.
But the Astros get one more on Dickie Thon's home run, and they lead it 3-0.
McDowell tied Eichhorn for the Major League lead in wins.
A bullet off the bat of Ashby. Gloved by Santana. Roger McDowell almost nailed by that one as it went whistling by, and even Santana had trouble knocking it down, but he throws him out, and McDowell gets him in order in the top of the 7th. 3-0 Astros. McDowell comes in and gets 6 in a row, and we're in the middle of the 8th inning, and it's 3-0 Houston. Maybe 2 right here. Doran turns and throws on the bounce, and base hit Mookie Wilson. So the Mets have the leadoff man aboard. 2-2. Wilson goes. Night swing. Hard shot. Third base. Good play. Garner throws across. Gets him. Wilson goes to third. And the ball gets loose. And backing up is Thon, the shortstop. And daring base running by Mookie Wilson. Hitter with Howard Johnson coming next. Mookie Wilson is at third with 1 out. Ball is hit in the gap. And Hatcher runs it down. Wilson tags. Here's the throw. He'll score. It's 3-1 Houston.
Blythe Kim.
That's hit to Kevin Bass. Moving in right field. He makes the catch. And the side is retired. But the New York Mets get a run. And headed for the 9th inning, it's 3-1 Houston. Game Doug. And the Mets have got a run, and now here is a foul ball that was bounced into the dugout, and you watch the New York Mets examine that thing. They're going to look at it and look at it and look at it.
Tim Tuffle, Rafael Santana examining that ball, hoping to find something. Look at Rafi. He said, wait a minute, I think I got something. Bobby, you check it out. Ronnie, what do you think? Nope, can't find anything.
All right, Doug. Ball bounces. Carter blocked it.
What a play that was. Oh, boy.
They used Orozco yesterday. Bouncer, third baseman Ray Knight steps on the bag, forcing Walling coming down, and the Astros are turned away in the top of the 9th inning. One more turn for the New York Mets. Houston leads 3-1. We'll be back to Shea Stadium after this commercial message and the word from your local station. It's hit to left field. Base hit for Dykstra. Cruz brings it back in, and Lenny's aboard. That is the 3rd hit of the ball game.
First.
Butt knocks it down, throws him out at first base. That's 1 out as Dykstra goes to second. That ball is hit high in the air to center field for Billy Hatcher. This should do it. Game is over. Mike Scott has beaten the New York Mets for the 2nd time in the National League Championship Series. A 3-hitter tonight, and the Houston Astros win it 3-1. The series is now even at 2 games apiece, and for sure will go back to Houston. So, Hal Lanier sent his stopper out, and he did the job. 3-1, your final score.